Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. I am going to be streaming some art. Let me know if everything's sounding good. Greetings to you. Looks good. Okay, that's good. That is good. I don't know how loud my music is, but I will make it a little louder. Just a little background in there. Okay. How's it going with you? How you enjoying the weekend? And your freedom from responsibility? I'm gonna color this. It's just I'm just fixing up a few things that I want to look different. That's about it. Yeah, because it's distracting to me, so I keep it really quiet. But it should be somewhat noticeable on stream, I think. At least a little bit now, because I put the volume higher. Nice. Are you celebrating? Or do you think it's still too early to celebrate? Yeah. Okay, cool. That's what I wanted. Let's throw in some colors in the back first. Far too early, okay. My weekend's fine, mostly. Nothing too exciting, I'd say. Definitely didn't even realize it was the weekend. I mean, I did realize yesterday, but it was the weekend, but... But only after one of my family members didn't go to work, I'm like, why are they home? Why are they here? And it's because it's the weekend. To be fair, I lose track of days anyway. I was thinking of maybe doing some thumbnails for landscapes, like just to dish out some ideas and all that, which I still might do, but it really depends how long this painting takes, so we'll see. I wasn't even thinking, I was thinking if I want to paint this or not, but I was like, oh, why not? The symmetrical fish boy. Oops. Okay, for now we're just gonna keep that the background. Not very. Just gonna leave it like that. And then let's figure out what we want to do with the face. I did want it to be kind of bluish, greenish, kind of like the background, because you know, blending into environment and all that. I just don't know how green or blue I want to go. You know. It's easy to just slap some color on, then figure out from there. Maybe. Maybe. I've not decided yet. None of the coloring is decided. Just go with the flow and what I feel would look nice or that I like. Stuff like that. Have not really planned out anything in regards to this painting aside from the fact that I want it to be blue and green. That's kind of it. And this music kind of live, huh? And I'll put that down a little bit. it should be better now? Question mark. Alright, we'll make it like this. It's because these different songs have different, like, how loud they are or not. Which is kind of annoying. You got a big forehead. He's big brained. You know, isn't that the greatest question? You don't know what you're going with, you're just going with the flow, and you just see where it takes you. Just see what happens. You feel? Definitely need to change my sitting posture, because it's gonna hurt my shoulder, and I don't want that to happen, so. Little gills on the neck. Well, I'm an artist having, you know, some spontaneity, however the fuck you say that, being spontaneous is part of how it works. It's kind of like playing around, you know? You can plan out things, and I do plan out some paintings that, like, I know are gonna take a while, and I want them to look good, so I'll test the colors sometimes, I'll test the composition, stuff like that, and sometimes I just go with it, just go with the flow. Paintings that I haven't really thought about much, and just, like, started going at it, like, not having a big plan, usually end up being, like, one of my favorite ones. Like I don't know if you still remember, but the dragons painting, like the huge landscape with the massive, like, cavity in the middle, like a massive canyon where dragons live, was one of those paintings where I just started painting, and, like, it just was making itself, kind of, you know. I was working on it, but didn't really have any plan for it. Dragons was just like, oh, I could add dragons, oh, I could do this, oh, I could do this, and it probably ended up being one of my favorite paintings, and I feel like probably one of my best paintings I've ever done, so. Plus, when you plan things out, especially the way I do, I tend to just not follow my own plan, you know? Because it's kind of like, it never is going to look like how I planned it out. Like, it just never does, right? Like, I can plan it out, I can do whatever, but it usually never looks that way in the end. So, you know, planning just the basics is kind of how I do it. You know, the basics. I mean, there's plenty of ones I've made with there's plenty of ones I made that I did have a plan beforehand. Like, I knew what I wanted to paint, but when I started drawing it, it just was not working out. Like, there's like a painting that I tried to paint over 4 or 5 times, I think I gave up. I don't even remember if I ever, like, did it in the end. Like, I tried it 4 or 5 times, and it just was not looking good. I just hated it. It was just bad. So I think I just kind of gave up on it in the end. It's like, okay, well, fuck, can't make this work. But there's also paintings in which like I do have it planned out, and I start painting and doing all these things, and like in the process I realize I don't really like how it's looking. Like, you can plan it out in your head, you can like plan out the composition, you can plan out the colors, but sometimes it doesn't feel right. So I change them, and they end up actually looking very different than how I initially tried them. I think that the most similar looking, I think, is when I just sketch something out, and then I paint it however I want. Like, I have just like a basic idea of how I want to paint it in my head. But for example, if the acrylic painting that I've done, the cave one, the recent one, I've planned that out. I've actually combined multiple images, and I think Mia was there when I was doing it. It wasn't on stream, I was just on Discord. I was streaming it, but not on YouTube. I combined multiple images of caves and like added like those eggs or whatever, you know, into the painting. And still, even though that painting ended up looking really similar to what I ended up doing, I still changed what I wanted while I was painting it. Because, you know, I didn't want, like, it's just, some things feel better when they're different. I can show you I can send you on Discord the mock-up for that painting. I think I still have it. And then I can send you the ending, how it ended up. Give me a second. I usually close Discord so it doesn't take up. Okay, stream's gonna lag a little bit probably while I send it, but so this one and this one. Okay. That's, yeah. Oh, actually, maybe I don't need to upload it. Maybe I have it. Oh, I do have it here. Okay, cool. I'll just send it this way. Alright, there we go. Okay, I sent it. So that one basically was like, was just like one of those paintings where I planned them ahead. But usually if I plan them ahead, they take like a long time for me to finish, because I just like get interested in other paintings and then do those paintings, you know. So it takes a while for me to finish them. So I did start that one very like long ago, but it took me like months to finish it. There is still some, you know, that reminded me, there is still some paintings in the work in progress folder that have been there for so long that I haven't worked on. Just waiting their turn. That's never gonna come. F in the chat for those paintings. It's different when it's traditional art, right? Traditional art, work in progress paintings, I know I will go back to. It's just a matter of like time when I'm gonna go back to them. But the work in progress digital paintings, oof. The question is if I'll go back to those ever. I do sometimes go through them just like to get inspired if I'm feeling like I don't know what I want to paint, or like I don't want to paint anything but I feel like I want to create something, like I want to paint, you know. So yeah, is the stream alright? I don't know, like if it's lagging or whatever. Yeah, the music kind of gone down to put that back up. For example, as I'm painting now, it crosses my mind, oh, I could have him textured like having scales, right? Which wasn't something that I was gonna do, but I might do it now, right? And if I already planned it out beforehand, then I'd be like, damn, but I didn't like have that planned out. So, you know. Plan's not working out. It's completely fine with me. Which I think probably is the reason why, unlike a lot of artists, I very rarely like hate what I create, right? I may dislike it or think that I could have done it better or something, you know, but like a lot of artists get discouraged because what they're painting is not what they envisioned. I feel like you could never really achieve that. Like, you know, like you could achieve close to what you want. Like you can achieve a lot, but not like exactly what you imagined. Usually not. I mean, I'm sure somebody can, but but like people get, like artists get really discouraged because they like, you know, plan all this out, they try all this out, they make sure it all goes well, and then it still goes off the rails because that's just what's gonna happen. Like, you know, while you paint, you change your mind about things. Okay, I'm glad the stream's fine because YouTube's telling me that it's weird, so you know, I'm just checking. But yeah, I've also known artists that like plan some of their paintings like in a lot of steps, right? Like they do the sketch, they do like 5 sketches, and then they do 5 different color combinations. Then they like do small, like on a very small, like either traditional or digital canvas. They like do small mock-ups of the color combinations, like checking how it's gonna work and all these things. And that's completely fine, but that is also a lot of work. Like it would take a lot of work going through all this preparation, and I just want to paint. I just want to paint. I, for example, know if I used reference for certain paintings, they would look way better. But I tend to only use them for my landscape paintings. I very rarely use them for any other. Not because I think, oh, I'm so good or anything. No, because I'm just lazy. I don't want to spend time looking for references. I just want to paint, you know? Like, looking for references is great and all, and I do it. And I do practices, and like last year I did like a lot of like photo studies, and a few of them I've also done on YouTube. You know, it's a lot of stuff, but I just want to paint. Like, I'm not out here. References are great. I look for references when I really like can't figure something out. Like, I use them when I'm doing like landscape paintings. but they also like just take up time. I know artists that really love looking for references, and that's great. They usually improve really fast and everything, and that's also great. I just want to paint. I have more of an engineer's mind. Blueprints and exact instruction with the outcomes are much preferred. I mean, yeah, but like, it's kind of like the point of the art, right? You're just creating things. You don't really know the outcome. You don't know what's gonna happen, and that's part of the excitement. Like, who knows how it's gonna end up looking like? Which is also partially why most of my art doesn't have like a super consistent style. There's a few styles, especially for landscape paintings, that I go back to and use. But like, even those I try to like change up a little, because having it always looking the same is just monotony. And you know how much I hate repetitiveness. So I reject it with my whole being. Okay, this one is the loud one. Oops. I remember your photo studies. A lot of them were really good. Yeah, they were really good. Well, photo studies are great for practice, and I felt very proud of a lot of them because I felt like I did a really good job. But you know, there's still photo studies. I want to make my art. I want to bullshit. I just want to draw random shit. I want to draw a fishman out of nowhere. Okay, he came. I was like doing a lot of sketching. He's like the maybe 8th or 9th or maybe 10th, I don't know, like character that I sketched. And I was like, and I used like the mirror tool, right? Because I never use really mirror tools or anything, because generally you get like things look too symmetrical, right? And you don't want things to look too symmetrical because human eye like notices that, right? But I just wanted to see how it would look, and I liked how it looked. And so the fishman is getting painted, and it was not like any part of my plans to create any fishman. I was actually just gonna sketch around like random bullshit. But we ended up on the fishman. Fish boy. Yeah. Yeah. I guess efficiency in art can be like achieved in many different ways, you know? Like my photo studies would usually go like hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, right? Which I think is pretty efficient for a photo study that ends up looking pretty good, right? But there's also people who can like do photo studies in 15 minutes that look really, really good. So, you know, it's all perception, I feel like. Sometimes people who make really fast art, right? Like, I think Mia makes art fast, right? But he wants to be faster, which of course, he wants to create art faster, and that's completely fine. But it's also like perception, right? So like, how efficient you perceive yourself to be making something. Plus, like, you know, when you keep improving, the improvement also makes you faster in certain areas. So people who like focus a lot on characters tend to be able to paint them really quickly. Or people who focus on landscapes tend to like be able to paint certain things really quickly. People who like do both, they can do both moderately fast, you know, or one of them really fast. But it's not just about being fast, it's about which technique you use. It's about a lot of things, honestly. How fast are you? And like the brush economy, what brushes you use, how well you understand lighting that you picked for your painting. Lighting usually comes much more into play if you're doing more detailed portraits, or if you're doing landscapes, then lighting is tend to like be make or break the painting, you know. But yeah, exciting. Yeah, he is mirrored, but yeah, I wanted to paint it not mirrored, so it would then allow for the quote unquote imperfections to show up, and like for it to look it was intentional why I didn't mirror the coloring as well, because you know, you want a little variety. Variety's always good. Yeah, Mia's really fast. And good quality, as you said. Plus, Mia's like super efficient, I think. Cause like in only what 3 years, however long it was when before like, yeah, he improved really fast as well. So I also feel like also as an artist, there's a lot of things like you need to take into account. In terms of, there's a lot of artists that do paintings and they're unfinished, right? And they call them sketches, for example. And most people who aren't artists are like, this is not a sketch. This looks finished. Yeah, it looks finished to you, but to everybody who's, you know, who has done art for a while, they can tell it's still like very rough painting. But that's kind of the exciting part. You can make your painting as detailed or undetailed as you want. It's your painting. Like, whenever you say it's finished, it's when it's finished, right? No matter how rough or unfinished it looks, you know. Which is I've come to appreciate over time more messy looking paintings. I used to be really bothered by certain types of like art styles, I guess you could call it. I didn't think they were bad. I was just really bothered that they were like messy. But then over time I was like, I actually started to like this effect. But sometimes even if there's like an art style I want to try, like to emulate, to see how they do it, like, you know, the messiness of it puts me off. Even when I start painting it, I'm like, yeah, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. My tablet's connection being a little annoying today. Oh, I think I accidentally hit the mic. Sorry about that. That's good. That's good. I mean, usually there's no issues with the stream when I'm just doing painting. I think it doesn't like require a lot of resources, if you will. So it usually tends to be okay. Yellow-eyed fishman. Let's go. These ones darker. Okay. Give him some eye bags or no, it's kind of like scales. Kind of like scales. Like just little speckles currently. I don't know yet about the scale. I'm still thinking about it. And if I do add them, like I want to add them, I have to think about where to add them. So you know, where I think would they would be most aesthetically pleasing. But this is just like a. Yeah, not really eye bags, just maybe like small little scalies or something. Because like when I was making him, he looked like he would have what are they called? Oh, what's get the name for it? Give me a second. I can't remember the name. Like if somebody's really fair. Well, they don't necessarily have to be fair, but a lot of like redheads have like the little specks on their skin from like sun. I can't remember the name of them for some reason. But when I was creating this character, when he was still in his sketch form, I was like, huh, I think he would look good if he had a little, you know, this obviously is not the same form. This follows more the face, then it's not as random, let's say. But yeah. Freckles, there we go, freckles. In my head I kept thinking speckles, I'm like, that's not right. That don't sound right. Yes, freckles, freckles. Obviously, yeah, this is much less randomized on the face than the freckles are. But the idea is similar, though, so. You actually have freckles? Aren't you redhead or something? That's not surprising that you have freckles. Or are you? I don't know. I actually noticed that I give a lot of my characters freckles. I don't know why. I guess I feel like it makes the face more interesting if they have freckles. I can think like a few characters I've drawn that did have them. Blonde with a dark ginger beard. I see. Wait, you're blonde? Why do I feel like that sounds so weird? That sounds so weird. I can't imagine you. But anyway, yeah. I'm not surprised you have freckles though. Oh, this feels way more green than it is, so let's just make it a little bit more green here. Are you weird to me? I mean, I don't think so. I've seen people with like black hair or brown hair having like blonde or ginger beards. I just think that in general is weird. Like, damn, your genes be wild and out here, you know? Weird in an interesting way, not weird in a weirdo way. But you find it funny, huh? You can't live with that. I mean, genetic stuff is weird anyway, you know? A lot of weird things regarding it. Does Dooku, like, also have a ginger beard? Or nah? Is it though? I feel like his hair was brown when I saw the picture that he sent like long time ago. Like, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Maybe dark brown to black. Yeah, but maybe I don't remember well. I feel like when I saw it, it was like light brown actually, not dark brown. I probably remember it wrong. I mean, you know it better than me, so I'll trust your judgment. I'm not sure. I wonder what it looks like without the background. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it is a little bit see-through, so the background does fill in certain parts there. Okay. Alright. How did you go to check? Maybe his avatar confused you because his avatar has black hair. You get tricked. You get tricked. Man, today when I played Apex, every round, like every match, there would be one person who would disconnect. I assume it's their servers. Like mid game, we weren't like in a fight or anything. Like it wasn't Sometimes at the beginning of the game, like not in a fight or anything. Like usually, if they get knocked in DC, then it's like, oh, you know, it's intentional that like they're doing it. But they was just like looting and then suddenly DC. Played like so many games, it happened like every one of those. That's kind of lame. Thank you, EA. Very cool. Yep. Gotta love EA. It was really annoying too. Like we would like a few games we were doing so well, and then just like it's not like you know, they would disconnect intentionally. It's just they DC'd because the game was like, well, you guys don't need a third this game. Like every game, like damn, bro. Come on. I'm walking here. It was unfortunate. And then I started missing a lot of my shots as well later on. That was kinda lame, not gonna lie. What did I even eat today? I don't remember. Oh, I remember now. I can't remember. Do you watch like the Trash Taste podcast or not? Nah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It's just I was wondering because I was thinking like when I'm gonna eat dinner. So I was like, oh, is there any leftovers? But I don't remember what I ate. So I was trying to recall, and I did recall. No, though, not for any reason not to. Just has never appeared on your YouTube. I see, I see. So what would you just click what appears? Fair enough, I mean, fair enough. It's just because they had like a... They have like regular podcast episodes and then they have like specials, which is like a different episode where they do like... Where it's not in the form of a podcast, it's usually like some sort of activity, let's say. Like they had a video, like drifting video, like with the cars and all that. And the latest one was like cooking, but they had like famous chefs or whatever teach them to cook like 3 different meals and then have like recreate them basically after they were taught. So I just kind of thought that was funny. I mean, it was kind of weird, like, if they only had, like, 1 hour to recreate the meal, but one of the guys that had to, his meal generally takes longer than an hour to complete, right? It was like, why didn't they just teach him a different meal then? Because he can't compete. Hello, Mia. Hello, welcome. How are you doing? Also, like, there's you know, not that you're like involved in watching like the Trash Taste podcast. It's just like there's this whole storyline with their manager, right? Where she is a very avid Google reviewer of like food places she goes to. That she was like in top 7 or something, top 7 like Google reviewers in Japan for food, right? And if there's like something that opens up nearby, or like in the place that she kind of lives in, she goes, tries their food, like creates their whole setup and all that jazz, right? So there's this whole thing where she is very harsh, like a harsh critic, let's say. And then there's like a story with Gigak and making the lasagna, right? And that's like less important. That's not what I want to say. It's just like I'm not. So they just in this cooking special they wanted to mostly like impress her. Like if she gives them a high score, then it's then they know the meal is good. Let's say it like that, right? But I feel like she's just picky. Like I don't think it's that. I mean, to be fair, no. But any type of reviewer, it's not like they're gonna be objective, right? That's not what I'm saying. It's like it's just there was this whole To be fair, I am a Connor simp, so you know I'm gonna stand up for my Connor boy. There's this whole thing. So he made his thing. She liked it, but she had like I think one complaint about it. I don't remember now. Like it was I think too oily, but he had to reuse the oil. Like he couldn't use different one. Like he had to reuse the oil from when they were teaching him. But she still gave him a 6, right? She was like debating between like 6 or 7, but she ended up giving him a 6, right? And which he was happy with at first because he's like, it's a 6. A 6 is a positive because 5 is average, right? And then you have Gigak, and he made his meal, and his meal was the one that he actually didn't have enough time to finish up because meal on it, like when you make it, it takes longer than an hour. Not because he messed up or anything. It just naturally takes longer than an hour to make. So when his meal was presented and she was like eating it, and like when she had to give her critique, she was basically like, oh, there's this wrong with it. She basically counted a lot of things wrong with him, but she still ended up giving him a 6 as well. So that was really weird. I was like, hold up, what is this injustice happening right now? So now there's like a bunch of memes of how like he's her favorite child because she's their manager and their boss and all that, right? So I just thought that was interesting. And yeah, obviously Connor was very salty about that. Which is pretty funny. But yeah, the cooks also, because there were like 3 judges. So the Maylene, the manager, was the judge. One of the cooks that was teaching them was the judge, and another guy. The cook's in Japan, but he's like from Britain, I think. Like he's from the UK, I'm pretty sure, right? And so he was also one of the judges, and so they were lenient towards Gigak as well because he didn't have enough time. They found like bones in his meal. The rice was kind of undercooked and all that, but since he didn't have enough time, they were lenient. Which is fun. It's just that like they were lenient, but still, I don't know. Like it wasn't like I felt at least like they weren't favoring anybody, versus like Maylene was definitely favoring somebody. Then the normie steps up. What does that mean? What did I say? I don't remember what I said for you to say that. Isn't there 3 people normally on that? I'm sure I call you guys Bitcoin. Yeah, I listen. I wouldn't necessarily. Yes, there's 3, but the last Joey's not that important in this current context because like he did the best. I think he like made the least mistakes or made like I don't know. Had only maybe 1 bone for one of the judges, but everything else was like he basically did the best. I'm pretty sure. I think he had the high score, but like you know, in this current situation, it doesn't really matter that much. I think he got a 7 too, or did he get an 8? I don't know. He might have gotten 7 or an 8 from Melee. Like that doesn't like matter too much. Like he won anyway, so that's kind of like irrelevant. It's kind of funny, like almost every like trash day special, Connor's like the person that in theory has most chance to win, right? Well, I don't except this one, I think. Maybe not this one, but like previous ones. For example, because with the drifting one, Connor knows how to drive a manual. Gigak also knows how to drive a manual, but he hasn't like he wasn't driving for a long time. And Joey only knows how to draw an automatic, so in theory he had the most chance to quote-unquote win that, right? But he broke 2 cars, which is pretty funny, not gonna lie, that was pretty fun. He also had like this whole chess arc tournament thing, and then he loses to Gigak, and yeah, so they just call him the antagonist and like Gigak the protagonist, because Gigak always wins and he always loses. I wonder if part of it is set up, you know? Like intentionally, but he's like super competitive, so I don't think he'd want that, but maybe it is set up. I don't know. Being skeptical, I don't think it necessarily is, but it might be. There was another special that I don't remember now that I think Connor had the most chance to win, but he like fumbles every time. I think they call him like choke dog VA instead of sea dog VA because he keeps choking. Anyway, very entertaining. Yeah, I mean, I don't care either way, to be honest. In theory, if you know how to draw a manual, you should be able to know how to draw the automatic, and if you know how to draw the automatic, you just need like a little bit of coaching. It's not, I don't think it's that hard. Either way. It's kind of like people who like cars, they like manual cars, but people who just see cars as forms of transportation, like they just want to use it for point A to point B, getting an automatic probably makes more sense to them, you know? Less to think about, let's say. Because you don't have to, you know, change gears, and like you don't have to like be careful when let it go of the clutch and everything. It's just you just change the gears and you're good to go. I think some of the automatic ones don't even have you change gears, like you just have a brake and a gas, and like your car automatically changes the gears. I think like yeah. Not super familiar, so I might be wrong on that, but I think it's kind of like that. Question mark? I don't know. I see. Oh, maybe it's the older ones. Yeah. I mean, isn't that just convenient? You just like you go fast or you press brake. You don't have to worry about the clutch. You know, I understand why people like those cars. Like it's efficient, you know. Don't you like efficiencies too? How come you don't like those cars better? But parking on hills is safer when you can leave it in gear. And as for efficiency, auto cars, transmissions go wrong far more than manuals that are more expensive to run and repair. Maybe more expensive to run and repair in like Europe, but I'm pretty sure they're much more widespread in America, so I don't think it's that... It shouldn't be that much more expensive there, because they're way more common, right? Pretty sure. To be fair, America is very, has like a few mountain ranges, but like large, open, flat surfaces. So parking on hills and all that, yeah. A lot of hills here. Everything's a hill here, bro. Flat? What do you mean? Non-existent. Only around rivers. Everything else is a hill. Very mountainous. I don't know how much UK is mountainous. I don't really remember. Yeah. That's what I meant. Like because you're saying, oh, they're more expensive to run and repair. Yeah, for you, because you live in Europe. But like, you know, overall, I don't know if they are more expensive or not to run and repair. Or is it just because you're living where you're living, you know? That's basically all I was saying. There's automated park assist for hills nowadays. Oh, cool. Cool. Interesting. I honestly don't really follow anything car related. But most of my family does, so when they talk about cars, I'm like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. This is a topic I'm very not much interested in. Especially like when somebody asks, oh, what kind of car he drives? Like, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know what kind of car somebody drives, bro. Like when they ask for like the brand of the car and all that. Yeah, car lose a lot of value, so keeping them for a long time is usually not worth it. But right now they're on a shortage, so their prices are going up due to the whole economic shortage too. Hello, Doohoo. Welcome to the stream. Hey, this time you didn't arrive when I'm finishing up the stream. Very pog. We're talking about cars. I mean, you know, the Mia and Stu are talking about cars. I'm just reading. Not very invested in cars, to be honest. I mean, don't cars like lose half their value when they like leave the parking lot where you buy it or something? Like if you're buying a new car, because the prices are marked up or something, right? Or am I wrong? Right. Oh, I thought Mia was asking Doohoo if he owns a car, because he was asking him with the lease thing. I thought we already knew you had a car, didn't you? Don't you like travel a lot? Alright. Right. These things I drew first for the background are looking kind of like corals a little bit. But they can only be implied, don't have to be painted. So let's imply some different colors to bring in some variation. Let's see how this one's. Alright. Oh, wrong layer though. Oh, whoops. Oh, just a little smaller. Maybe layer like this, yeah. Let's do that instead. So I can remove it. I'll put down if it doesn't look good. It's not how I wanted it to look. Okay. Maybe more red. I don't know. Whoops. That ain't more red. Maybe a little bit more red. Maybe. Maybe down here. Perhaps. Oh, oops. That reminded me I forgot to save for a while. It'd be tragic if I exited and then didn't save. Maybe more purple, perhaps. Kind of looks a little bit like clouds. To be fair, maybe a lighter shade. Nope. Do like just the blue, but then like it's not. Feels like it could use. Okay, we'll leave these ones off for now, and maybe I'll just add like some hand painted ones that are different looking, maybe more like plant like, maybe different layer. Now the real question is, do I remember how seaweed looks like? Or corals look like? I do not know what I'm going for. They got some red, brownish seaweed, I'm pretty sure. At the very least, the red algae. Red algae. Okay, I don't like this song, I'm changing this. Next. Just gonna go back to this one. Time for an on-stream picture reference. I do put them, but I'm very lazy to look for them at the moment, so you get what you're gonna get. It's not gonna be detailed a lot anyway. I just need it for the aesthetic, you know? I need a little aesthetic. Why are you laughing? You laughing at me? Come on now. you know, telling me what to do to make me not do it, even if I was gonna do it. I wasn't gonna do it, but you know. But still, though, I'm just, you know. You did nothing wrong. Okay. To be fair, I didn't say you did do anything wrong. Gonna have another leaf here. Coming up. This kind of reminds me of like one of the older paintings I did, like way back, maybe 2018. It was also like kind of an underwater scene, kind of. But it was in watercolor, and it was like a, what's his name? You know those very old diving suits? Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that, because the plants I'm adding are kind of a similar shape, more or less. Though they were green, this one's a red. Oh, this one goes straight through him. Okay, we'll add that one later then. Because it will go straight through. Though definitely way more easier adding them digitally. Yeah, I did like that painting. But this one, I was thinking of maybe making it more so you can tell it's underwater, but then that would mean I have to think about how light refracts underwater, and like it would look very different, and I kind of don't want that. I want this to be more like that would like I would have to then detail everything around him to make it look I mean, I would have to, but I would feel compelled to do that. So I don't really want to do that. I just want it to feel like a portrait, kind of, right? But with some aesthetic, nice things behind him, and around him, you know? Like he's out here getting painted by an underwater painter or something, I don't know. You know, I'm just here for the vibes. That one will have to be on the layer above, so I can go up front. There we go. Because I like how I painted him currently. This one on the right is way too stiff, so we're going to remove it, or maybe, yeah, we'll just repaint it looking better. So for now we're removing it. It'll come back, no worries. It's just that all the other ones are more flowy because I used a different brush, so yeah. And I want to emulate that in that one a bit more than it was, so. Wonderful, okay. Let's make this tad lighter. Just because it's gonna go over this one. Maybe not as much. Like here? Question mark? Too light. A little bit. Yeah, sure. This one's not too bad, I think. Oh, hello, Kanye. Welcome. Welcome. Unexpected to see you here, but very much welcome. How you doing? How's it going? So I'm just gonna go back. I have one smaller one. They don't all have to be very long. We could make him a little paler than the cousins. Because they're behind. They're further away. Cool, cool. Well, the real question is if this feels cluttered or not. It was more of a rhetorical question, really. apply that maybe lower. Is that one on a different layer? Probably is, right? Let me check. Oh no, it's on this layer. Okay. Alrighty then. Guess I'll have to remove some of that, like this. That was on this layer, right? Yeah. Remove that one. And remove these ones. Okay. Okay. And remove. This one over here. Let's see now. Somewhere behind there, wasn't it? Okay. F in the chat for not having a car yet. Though, you don't leave the house that often anyway, do you? Like, how... I don't really know how it is where you live, so... Like, is it, like, really important to have a car, or, like, are you fine without it? Let's see. So this is... Maybe we can change a little bit of this color. Or blue, or purple, red. Do I go with the darker blue for the surrounding area or not? It's a real question. Still don't know if these add or detract from the painting. Here you go anyway. Apart from walking to buy drinks from the local store, I leave the house. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. I don't think you're the type to like travel a lot or need the car like frequently. So just, wondering about it. I don't know. This painting is confusing me. I don't know. What do I go with? Do I make the background darker or not? Do I add the seaweed or not? Do I just leave it how I started it or not? Big thonks. Well, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I like how I did the character, but I don't know. I guess I'll decide that later. I'll eat and then come back fresh eyes and be like, this looks like garbage. Or, I actually like it this way. I guess we'll decide later. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching this stream. That's about it. This is what we ended up with currently. Still might, fuck around with the background, and maybe I'll even not have the background at all. Like, just do like a little frame. I don't know. I guess we'll see. If you follow me on my social media, you'll probably see when I post it, and you'll know what I decided. Thank you everybody for watching, and that will be all. See you next time.